Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's third and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 13th of October, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That gets us to the end of October. I'll get on back for you in a moment. Just say that first video today was our 6am UK weather forecast, and we've also released the EC30 day for the UK and Europe as well. Please check out those two things, subscribe to that. Like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. We need to put on around 45 subscribers now to get 17k, so please give us a sub, tell your friends and family to subscribe, and help get us to our next 1,000, which is going to be 17,000 subscribers. The channel's getting ever bigger. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. I'm going to be rattling through this today quite quickly because I'm off for an x-ray on my wrist this afternoon. Spoken to my GP and they've decided I've got to have x-ray, so moment of truth coming up later on. So I'll let everybody know how I get on. I hope I'm not going to wear plaster, though. I don't know how I'll cope with a mouse amount if I'm plastered up, but we'll have to see what happens. So I'll let everybody know later on anyway. Right, okay, so rattling through. It will start off with Tropical Atlantic. We've got Tropical Storm Philippe giving maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 1,001 millibars. Now, this was forecast to become a hurricane, Category 1 hurricane, now forecast to stay as a tropical storm as it pushes northwards, and Tropical Storm Philippe is going to be moving into the central part of the North Atlantic by the time we get through to Sunday. No other disturbance areas of note up to up to that point, so we wait and see what happens after that. Central temperature has ticked down slightly. We're now sitting at 15.8, which is 5.3 degrees above 61,990 average. That is provisional to yesterday, to the 2nd of October. That will probably tick down a little bit more over the next couple of days, probably dropping into the 14s. And then we'll start to rise again, though, as we get to the end of the week and the weekend. We start to put in some very warm air from the south. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at London again, today's red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. Starting off about to a little bit below average at the moment. You're going to find the upper air temperatures lifting up as we go to the end of the week and weekend, becoming very warm. Actually hot for the time of the year, and then only a very slow and gradual drop with those upper air temperatures through the second week of October. By the middle of the month and into the second half of the month, we are back closer to average then. Precipitation-wise, could be a lot of dry weather over next week to 10 days, perhaps a little bit more unsettled around middle part of October and into the second half of the month. Temperature anomalies from the 13th of October coming out above average. However, of note is a little bit of blue appearing for Scandinavia, so signs of a change in the far north of Europe, becoming a bit colder up there, and for Iceland as well. However, it doesn't make any difference to us. We're still warmer than average, as is most parts of Europe. And the precipitation anomaly from the 13th of October going to be a bit wetter than average for some northern, northeastern parts of Europe, otherwise dry than average in many areas. UK is included in that. Latest wind pro map from earthnollschool.net shows that we're bringing those westerly winds. It's freshened up overnight after yesterday's heavy rain, thunderstorms and whatnot. Now we're bringing in like a flat westerly flow with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. And it feels a bit fresher, but as I said, we'll be warming up by the end of the week. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Friday. Low pressure out to the northwest, high pressure building to south. Up are coming those very warm or hot southerly southwesterly winds into the weekend. Yes, we keep some low pressure up to the north. So probably quite a wet weekend for Scotland and Northern Ireland, actually, with a weather front through there. However, to the south of that, we've got this big ridge covering most parts of Europe. And again, we're bringing up those very warm or hot southerly winds. And as we're heading towards the beginning of next week, well, low pressure rolling in over top of the ridge, just starting to bring something a little bit cooler and fresher back in from the Atlantic, maybe by by Tuesday. This is midnight Tuesday as far as we get to with the UK Met Euro run. Icon again builds up that ridge of high pressure from the south at the end of the week and into the weekend, looking very warm, very slack rains over the weekend, so probably going to be some mist and fog night and morning, but by day should be plenty of warm, even very warm sunshine. As we head in towards the early part of next week, this gets to midday Tuesday, low pressure deepening to the north of Scotland, and we're bringing a wind from more of a westerly or northwesterly direction, so starting to turn rather more unsettled with rain in the north and also looking cooler. Could that be setting up a northwesterly or even a northerly plunge a day or so further on? Let's put in a question mark. It's not clear if we would do that, but looking at the pattern with a ridge in the Atlantic going towards Greenland and this low moving that direction, you wouldn't be overly surprised, let's put it that way, if we started to pull in some air from the north there by the middle of next week. GFS midnight run again builds up that high pressure from the south on Friday, heading into the weekend. Yes, got a ridge dominating, very warm in the south, a little bit more unsettled and showery in the north. And the ridge sort of re-establishes through the early part of next week, so no quick push through from the Atlantic early next week. Actually, we keep things very warm into the opening days of next week. However, by midweek, low pressure in the Norwegian Sea is sending a cold front southeastwards across the country, and that does introduce something a little bit cooler from the north. Towards day 10 and beyond, increasingly unsettled, low pressure taking over, so becoming colder, wetter and windier as we head in towards the middle part of October. That gets us to the 19th of October, looking rather westerly at that point. The GFS 6Z, once again, with that high pressure to the south, bringing very warm weather over the weekend. Always a little bit more unsettled further north. That high pressure maintained into the early part of next week as well. Later on next week, we start to bring some cooler air in from the North Atlantic. Struggle to lower the heights, so not really until you get to the end of next week, Friday 13th of October, that low pressure finally starts to break through properly from off the Atlantic. We're an increasingly cool, probably quite cold and unsettled look to the weather as we get up towards the end of the GFS 6Z run, which gets us to the 19th of October. Plenty of low pressure breaking through then. If you're enjoying our content on the channel, please can you check out our merch store and buy yourself a little bit of GavsWeatherVids merch. Got pillows, got mugs, we've got hats, we've got stickers in various colours and designs, t-shirts and whatnot too. So please check out merch store and quote CMD0721, get 15% off your order at checkout. You can also give a super thanks to GavsWeatherVids by finding the super thanks button underneath all of our videos. It will flag up your comment and you'll get a shout out in videos, and your comment will be pinged as well. You can become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids for £4.99 a month. You can sign up to GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel membership, and you get exclusive perks and content. And you can give us a donation through our GavsWeatherVids PayPal page. All of the links are in the description with this and all of our videos, and this is helping to pay for the content. So hopefully you're enjoying the content that we're producing here on the channel. Hope that you are. It'd be bad if you wasn't. And but thank you so much, everybody, for that. And yes, as I say, it's helping to pay for our content and bring you all of this short, medium, long range forecast. But hopefully you are enjoying our live streams as well, of course. So thank you so much, everyone. Okay, GM again building up that high pressure from the south at the end of week and into the weekend, becoming very warm locally, quite hot maybe in the southeast over the weekend, especially for the time of the year. The high pressure is maintained into the early part of next week as well. Later on next week, low pressure breaking through from off the Atlantic with an increasingly unsettled and cooler look to the weather. And then the ECM at WF again is building up that high pressure from the south over the weekend, drawing up that hot air from southern regions. We might get the temperature into the mid to maybe even upper 20s Celsius by Sunday afternoon, and then we head in towards next week, starting off very warm and dry, but turning more unsettled later in the week. Low pressure breaks through from off the Atlantic, so turning colder and wetter as we move into the second half of next week with the ECM. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run to meteo.com. So looking at showery conditions in the north and west over the next few days, mostly dry though down in the south, and in the south, more dry conditions extend north over the weekend. Into the beginning of next week, start to turn a little bit more unsettled, and eventually some showery bursts even get into the south. Notice green blobs turning up here in central but Scotland. Wintry showers beginning to appear over high ground in Scotland, with more wet weather then coming in later on next week. Further south, also turning colder and wetter with the ECM midnight run. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today. 4-day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office gets to the 13th of October. 20 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure in the Atlantic and going up towards Greenland. The trough of low pressure is to our east, and winds are coming in from a chilly northerly direction, so cooler, colder and more unsettled there. Another 13 again with high pressure in the Atlantic heading up towards Greenland, low pressure to our north and east. So again, we're bringing the wind from a northwesterly direction, colder and more unsettled with that one too. 11 have high pressure over top of the country, mostly dry, could be a bit on the chilly side, and we've got 7 with low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south. That's probably the mildest option, but even that one is going to be cooler than it will be up the weekend. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got, and it gets us to the 18th of October. 29 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over Scandinavia. High pressure is in the Atlantic. Winds again coming in from a cool northerly northwesterly direction. 14 with low pressure around Greenland, Iceland, high pressure over France, winds coming in from the west, and then we've got 8 with high pressure so around Scandinavia. That will bring the wind in from an easterly direction. All the options generally are looking cooler, I think, as we head in towards the middle part of the month and beyond it. And then we've got CFS 2 which is a 500 millibar high tolerance bring down to week period. So the first week period takes us from the 3rd to the 9th of October. This week has high pressure over continent, drawing up those very warm or even for the time of year hot southerly winds. As we go through to week 2, it all continues. It's the 10th to the 16th of October. High pressure again dominating the weather, despite the fact there's a Greenland high getting going. We've got low pressure down to the southwest, so it keeps the wind maintained really from that very warm or hot southerly direction. Week 3 is going to be the 17th. Hold on, let me highlight it. Going to be the 17th to 23rd of October. Low pressure again to the north, high pressure to the south. Winds are coming in from a flat westerly direction. It's more unsettled and a little bit cooler as well, probably. And then week 4 will be the 24th to the 30th of October. Low pressure again around Greenland, Iceland. High pressure continuing to push to the south. Winds in from west. So mostly dry to south, a little bit unsettled in the north, and probably mild. And we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please you like, share, subscribe. It shows everybody doing that. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And we thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Please check out our merch store and also our other funding options to help pay for our channel and keep this content that hopefully you're enjoying going and to keep us online. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, well, that's it. A very quick video today because I'm off to NGH in about an hour's time to have an x-ray and make sure I've not broken anything in my wrist and arm. So I'll let everybody know either later on today or tomorrow what the verdict on that was. Just to tell you what's coming up on the channel tomorrow, all being well, will be the 6 AM UK weather forecast. We're also going to have the Extended USA forecast. There's going to be the live stream at 6 PM. Hopefully we'll be able to live stream for you with our 10 to 14 day, and the Christmas 2023 sneaky peeky will be definitely released because I've already recorded it, uploaded it and scheduled it, so that's all ready to go. After the live stream tomorrow, you'll be able to see our Christmas 2023 sneaky peeky number 1, the first one. So a bit of fun tomorrow evening. For this video though, and for today's video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.